Motors writing checks today totaling $1.4 billion, but that's not over. These are the federal documents. What's being called a deferred prosecution. And take a look. Let me break that down for you. What GM has to do over the next 3 years is guarantee safety, and there will be a federal monitor in place to do that. As you said, they're also paying $900 million through the U.S. Attorney's Office in New York. It's essentially a wire fraud offense, 2 counts of that. On top of that, $575 million to settle almost 1,400 class action cases. But take a look, there's more. They still have pending 370 injury cases, 84 death cases. And in addition to that, GM had its own voluntary compensation program. We're told today that's paid out another $600 million. So the actual total is close to $2 billion. That settled 124 death cases, 275 injuries, 4,300 cases were filed for that compensation program. Now, these problems go all the way back to 2001 for General Motors with Saturn cars. In 2005, the problem escalated. General Motors started to tell people, don't have too many keys on your key ring. Don't bump it with your knee. There was a crash in Maryland that killed a 16-year-old girl. The problems grew internally. GM continues to say there was no cover-up, but failures. Then it all came to a head last year with hearings with Congress, an internal investigation. 15 General Motors employees were fired, 5 disciplined. Today, GM says it has cooperated fully with the feds. It has been transparent. They have fixed safety issues. Here's the message to everyone, including employees here in Warren, as well as the car market.
We let those customers down in that situation. We didn't do our job. And as part of our apology to the victims, we promise to take responsibility for our actions. So we accept the penalties being announced today because that's what it means to be held accountable. But apologies and accountability won't count for much if we don't change our behavior. But we can be proud that we have.
Now, watchdog groups and families, including the mother of that 16-year-old in Maryland, say this doesn't go far enough. GM is simply writing another check to get out of this. Someone needs to go to jail. That was addressed by the U.S. Attorney in New York, who in effect said the federal laws on the books right now don't have any teeth.
We're not done, and it remains possible that we will charge, an individual. But the law doesn't always let us do what we wish, we could do.
Now, late this afternoon, we had an opportunity to ask questions to GM top officials, and I put to the CEO, Mary Barra, what's her reaction about no one going to jail. We'll have that coming up next hour at 5. Stephen, JoAnne?
Jim, you have to wonder if lawmakers may ultimately change the laws someday after all of this, do you think?
That's already been discussed. In fact, some have been critical to some of the members of Congress who held these hearings. Right. Some have moved forward with tougher laws, but some have not done anything to pass tougher laws. That is being discussed in Washington.
All right, we look forward to more from you today and what Mary Barra has to say coming up tonight at 5 o'clock. Jim, thank you so much.